Hi folks, the difficult choice of choosing a Bible verse, and I could have picked many. But this one I probably quote, it's definitely up there, one that I kind of, when I'm talking about things, I share quite a bit. So it's probably one of my favourites. And it's Galatians 2 verse 20. And the NIV says, "For I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." And I love the Passion Translation. I love reading different versions just to kind of get a different flavour of what it might mean. And it says, "My old identity has been co-crucified with Messiah and no longer lives. For the nails of his cross crucified me with him. And now the essence of this new life is no longer mine, for the Anointed One lives his life through me. We live in union as one. My new life is empowered by the faith of the Son of God, who loves me so much that he gave himself for me and dispenses his life into mine." And this sort of goes into the next one. It says, "So that is why I don't view God's grace as something minor or peripheral." Okay, so I love this for two reasons, because it's kind of the flip side of both things. So it says, "For it's no longer I that live, but Christ who lives in me." And that has a price. It's to realise that actually the me, the selfish me, the bit that would, I want this, I want that, I want the other. When I gave my life and surrendered my life to Jesus, I gave that over to him freely as a free will gift. And so therefore I give my life for God to use me daily, in how he would choose, not out of some servitude or slavery or anything like that, just out of a thankful heart for the grace that he's extended to me, that it isn't something peripheral, that it's intrinsic to everything that I am, that it's become part of the very fibre of my being. And that's what that verse talks about, that actually we completely change. God gives us a new life, and that isn't a negative thing. The flip side of this verse is that it's no longer I that live, but Christ who lives in me, which means the God of the universe has come down when I surrendered my life, and he lives in me, and I can speak with authority. And there's 100 other of my favorite verses about what that means and what it means to have Christ living in us, and that's just such a gift. It talks about my old identity, so everything, every hang up, everything that I thought about myself, everything that I would feel shame about, all of it has been crucified on the cross. And he gives me this brand new identity. The Bible talks about us being clothed in robes of righteousness in another verse, and that we're seen as spotless because of what Jesus did. And that's it's just the best gift of all. So that's why that's my favourite verse. See you folks.